Right now, authorities in Rock County are investigating after a shooting overnight in Janesville. We have the latest details live from the scene this morning.
Students at Madison West High School are planning to walk out later this week. We'll tell you why.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. It's October 17th. I'm Susan Simon, filling in this week for Leah Linscheid.
And I'm Josh Freider. A very pleasant start to this Thursday after we almost blew away yesterday.
Yeah, all is quiet outside this morning. And once the sun comes up, which is later and later now, when does it come up?
7:13 in the morning.
Oh, that's late.
My goodness.
But then it's going to stay for the rest of the day, right?
Yes, we should have mostly sunny skies today. There are still a few clouds in the area. We're not able to see a whole lot from our sky camera shots just yet. I'm looking at the Capitol, but can't see anything on the horizon. There have been some clouds here in Madison, and that's actually keeping temperatures a little bit warmer. We're at 42, one of the warmest spots in the area this morning. Take a look all around, though, where skies are clear. Temperatures have dropped into the 30s. Prairie du Chine's actually down another degree to 35 right now. So maybe a bit of a frosty start in a few spots this morning. But again, mostly sunny skies are expected with much lighter northwesterly winds. Highs will reach 53 here in Madison later today. Our first alert traffic maps this morning will show you what's happening on area roads. Still quiet on the Beltline and in the downtown areas. A little too early for volume delays just yet. There aren't any other accidents to report around southern Wisconsin. So that's your first alert traffic.
Definitely going to need the sunglasses again today, though, as you head out the door.
Yeah, I got to find those.
Oh, that'll feel good.
Yes, it will.
All right, thanks, Heather.
You're welcome.
We are tracking breaking news this morning into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. Congressman Elijah Cummings has died. The office for the long-serving congressman from Baltimore says he passed away this morning at Johns Hopkins Hospital due to complications from long-standing health challenges. Cummings served as the chairman of the House Oversight Committee and played a key role in the impeachment inquiry of President Trump. He had been away from Capitol Hill for the past week for an undisclosed medical procedure. He was 68 years old.
Also into the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning, Boris Johnson says the UK and the EU have agreed on a, quote, Great New Deal he wants Parliament to approve this week, despite Johnson's Northern Irish government allies saying they cannot support the current Brexit deal. Support from the Democratic Unionist Party is key to Johnson's plan to get an agreement approved by Parliament. Without the DUP's support, any type of deal is unlikely to be ratified.
We've also been following local breaking news this morning out of Janesville as police there investigate an overnight shooting.
Our Christina Laurie is live in Janesville this morning to let us know what we know so far. Christina?
Hi, Susan and Josh. Some good news this morning. We know that the man who was shot here outside the Blackhawk Community Credit Union late Wednesday night is back home and recovering with family. This morning, that shooting happened shortly after 9:30 Wednesday night at the credit union, which is just off of Center Road. The man was shot and then he ran across the street to call for help from the Casey's store. Our photojournalist was among the first on scene, and as you can see, there was a car with some extensive damage. It's since been taken away. Officials couldn't tell us if anyone else was injured or identify the person who we know was shot this morning, but we are expecting them to release more information in just a few hours. So you can expect us to pass that along to you once it becomes available. You can follow this story both on air and online, channel3000.com. Josh and Susan.
Christina Laurie live in Janesville. Christina, thanks.
Also breaking news overnight, one person is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after being ejected from their car in a rollover crash. This happened on Highway 151 at County Highway VV in Bristol just before midnight. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says the driver was driving southbound but drove over the median and ended up driving the wrong way in the northbound lanes. The Sheriff's Office says the investigation is ongoing and they don't yet know if alcohol was involved. The road was closed for less than an hour as a result of the crash.
We have new information this morning as 2 residents are displaced after a fire at a home in the town of Burke.
There is damage from the fire and smoke, but the homeowners and the pets are all safe this morning. It happened just after 8:30 on Sunburst Road. The residents told firefighters that there was a fire in the basement. Flames were also found in the kitchen. Sun Prairie's fire chief says other departments, including Madison, Marshall, and Wanakee, responded. When they arrived, they found the homeowners outside of the home waiting for help.
Students at Madison West High School are planning a walkout in protest tomorrow after they say a teacher was fired for using a racial slur. They told News 3 Now this staff member is an African American who was using the word to stop the spread of it. The Cap Times reports that WESC principals sent an email to parents yesterday telling them about the incident that happened last week. Last year, there were 5 similar incidents where teachers or staff members used racial slurs in front of students. We're continuing to follow this story, and we will bring you updates as we learn more.
The Madison School District is telling parents about 2 referendum questions that could be on the ballot next year. One is a facilities referendum, which would put $70 million toward renovations at each of the 4 high schools and a possible new elementary school in the Rimrock Road area to help underserved students. The other is an operating referendum for a variety of student programming and also to attract and retain high-quality teachers. The district is accepting feedback over the next 2 months about the questions.
The task force on the structure of city government could change how many alders we have in the city of Madison. For more than 25 years, the city has had 20 alders. But at a meeting last week, the task force recommended cutting that number in half and giving each of the alders a $70,000 salary. Now some members are bringing up more questions, even suggesting we add alders, as others say lowering the number and offering the higher salary would bring positive change to the city.
There are some things that suggest that the current size of the council is actually insufficient. And I understand that that might be a not so popular take on things given our relationship to other cities.
Another way to say professionalized council is that you would have an opportunity for folks of color who are lower income to be full-time elected officials, and they would be able to engage with democratic processes and institutions in a way that would benefit their constituents in their neighborhoods in a way that has never, ever happened in the history of Madison, Wisconsin.
There's a lot more discussion on this ahead, especially if districts have to be redrawn. These potential major changes would have to be brought before voters in a referendum, and we expect to hear more on this as the process continues.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court will hear a case to dramatically scale back the governor's ability to change the intent of lawmakers through partial budget vetoes. The leader of the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty originally brought the case and says the court agreed to take it up, skipping the usual process of working up through the lower courts. The lawsuit looks to overturn Governor Evers' 78 partial vetoes, arguing he improperly and unlawfully used his broad constitutional powers to create new laws never approved by the legislature.
52% of Americans say President Trump should be impeached and removed from office, while 46% say he should not be. That's according to a new Gallup poll. The findings are roughly the opposite of what the analytics company found in June when asked in the context of the Mueller investigation. The poll found Republicans' views have not changed. Democrats say if they do move to impeach the president, it should be before the 2020 primaries. And if they do that, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will hold a trial in the Senate, calling it his constitutional responsibility. It would take a 2/3 Senate vote following that trial to remove President Trump from office.
We have a first alert traffic update for you this morning. Inbound traffic on East Washington Avenue from Ingersoll Street to the parking lot next to the QTI Group will be reduced to the right lane from 9 a.m. until noon today. Then starting at noon, that same stretch of road will be expanded to 2 lanes where only the left and middle lanes will be open. Bikes are asked to take Ingersoll to Mifflin and then to Brearley Street to avoid the construction at the Stonehouse development. Those lanes will reopen at 3. The left lane for the outbound traffic will also be closed from 9 this morning until 3 in the afternoon.
We know that it's cold out and getting colder from here, and the snow will be flying before we know it. If you park on the streets in Madison, we're helping you out this morning to prepare you for some changes coming your way. The City Council unanimously approved expanding the snow emergency zone. And what that means is that more of you will be exempt from moving your cars from one side of the street to the other. Residents of the Bay Creek, Schenck Atwood, and Starkweather-Yahara neighborhoods will join Greenbush and the Isthmus on the exemption list. Alternate side parking morning, starts November 15th, and it will last until March 15th.
We have another update for you this morning involving our furry friend K9 Zeki with the Middleton Police Department. This week, Officer Stats and K9 Zeki won an award at the Wisconsin Law Enforcement K9 Handlers Association's award ceremony for meritorious article find. The award was for when Zeki and Officer Stats found a gun on a search while assisting the UW-Madison Police Department. Officer Stats and Zeki were also nominated for the meritorious narcotic find. Of course, we've had them both on the show before. Congrats to them on this award.
Good boy, Zeki.
Good boy. All right, 10 minutes past 6 o'clock on a Thursday morning, and just ahead, fruit juices and drinks may not be as healthy as the advertisement would have you believe. We'll tell you why when Dr. Mara joins us after the break.
And the sun is coming out today. That will be very nice. It's going to be a nice, quiet, mild Thursday. Hattie has the pleasant forecast and all the details just ahead on News 3 Now this morning. It's 10 after 6. We'll be right back.
This portion.
Good morning from the News 3 Now backyard weather patio. We're starting off on a pretty quiet note this morning. We've had a little bit of cloud cover here in Madison. With the sun coming up about 7:15, we're just starting to be able to see a little hint of light on the horizon, but not much just yet. Skies are expected to continue to clear today. As we look at weather track, you'll see that cloud cover shifting to the south and east across the area. Still a little cloud cover though to the north and west of us here in Madison. So we are likely to see a little bit of few clouds here early today, but take a look at Minnesota and Iowa, where skies are already clear. That's what we have to look forward to for the afternoon. A wider view of what's happening across the upper Midwest will show you that it's pretty darn quiet around here. High pressure is in control, and that is going to keep things quiet. No rain in our forecast for the next couple of days. And as that area of high pressure moves overhead, winds are expected to be much lighter as well. So still from the northwest today, but definitely lighter than they were yesterday. Our current conditions here in Madison, we have mostly cloudy skies, 42 degrees. Calm winds, though, and there's that sunrise at 7:13. Temperatures across the region are coldest where skies are clear, and that's really all around Dane County. Mineral Point now has dropped to 39. It's 39 in Monroe, 37 in Janesville, and 35 in Prairie du Chien. So Madison and Lone Rock and Boscobel through the Wisconsin River Valley are actually the warmest spots this morning. Winds are calm, though, and are expected to remain pretty light through the day. Your future track wind speed as we go through the morning into the afternoon shows you that we're likely to see winds less than 5 miles an hour, so a much quieter day. Future track forecast model has a pretty good handle on the cloud cover today. There'll likely be some passing clouds this morning, but as we head towards the afternoon, temperatures will climb into the 50s once again with mostly sunny skies. Staying clear through the evening hours, but quickly dropping. Temperatures will be in the 30s tomorrow morning. Winds will shift to the south tomorrow, and that will allow us to warm up just a little bit more. Take a look at your extended forecast. We have temperatures that'll climb into the 60s on Friday with breezy conditions, still partly sunny skies. There'll be a 2 to 3 hour window on Saturday with a line of showers moving through the area, so there is that chance for rain, but definitely not a complete all-day rain. And then on Sunday, it looks to be the best day of the weekend with highs right around 63 under partly sunny skies. Better chances for rain coming to the entire area Sunday night into Monday, where that rain may be a little bit heavier. We're going to cool down then once again next week. Let's get a look at your First Alert traffic maps this morning. We'll send it over to Jason Stone for all the details. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Some brake lights at the Stoughton Road interchange. Otherwise, the Beltline is free of trouble and moving at the posted speed limit. Slight congestion on Verona Road between the Beltline and Highway PD. All other routes into Madison and around Dane County are clear. And no issues getting downtown. Drivers are able to navigate the Isthmus and campus without delay. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
All right, Jason and Hattie, thank you both very much.
Thanks so much. Every parent knows it can be really difficult to find something for your kids to drink that's healthy and that they enjoy. And now that may even be a little harder.
Yeah, a new report from the University of Connecticut found that the top 34 best-selling fruit drinks for kids are actually not as healthy as the advertising would have you believe. Here to talk more about the dangers this morning is Dr. Mandira Mehra from SSM Health. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is kind of a big deal because obviously we all love juice and kids really love juice.
Very appropriate, Thirsty Thursday. So I know we were talking a little bit on the break, what was your favorite juice as a kid? Do you remember? Was it the juicy juice? Was it the orange juice? Whatever it is, every kid today probably still has their favorite, whether it's the Kool-Aid, Capri Sun, apple juice. Now the tricky part here is the marketing. Millions and millions of dollars are spent on the marketing, and they're very smart. They know that the cover of the juice boxes pretty much will hopefully tell you the story, but the truth is they don't. So the apples, the fruits, the fun, colorful labels do not tell you anything about this. This article was amazing because it pointed out that 2/3 of the juices actually did not have any juice in it. Wow. So we have to repeat that. That's zero juice in these juices in 2/3. So what you really want to look for as a parent is something that says 100% juice. Now the American Academy of Pediatrics has also come out and said, we still are recommending either no juice, or if you are going to use juice, to dilute it with water. Under the age of 5, you really want to try to use milk or whole milk if they're really young, waters, things like that. And remember, at the younger ages, kids are really developing their taste buds. So if we are encouraging or providing them with those juices that are really sweetened, it may train them to think these are sweeter juices and this is okay to drink that. So we really don't want to encourage that kind of drinking. Now, why is this so important? This is so important because we talk about diabetes, obesity, hypertension, childhood obesity. So we really need to start curbing curbing the juice trend here and saying maybe we need to tell parents what's in these juices.
Even something like orange juice?
Yep.
Or apple juice,
yep.
where you think maybe that's actually juice?
Actually the fruit. You would think it's actually the fruit. And so again, the labels can be misleading on the front. You really want to look at the back. And when looking at the back, even looking for the artificial sweeteners, and you may not know all the names for them, and we don't have time today, but looking for the artificial sweeteners. Now the real best tip that I have for you today is skip the juice, stick to the fruit. Because not only are you getting the vitamin C and the vitamins, but you're getting the fiber, some of that protein. Really in the juices, you're losing that health benefit. So for the parents out there, it's whether it's chopping it up or mushing it up or doing whatever your child likes, sticking to the fresh fruit is probably your best option.
I think that's always the yummiest anyway.
I know. It just takes a little bit of extra time. You know, I remember at my brother's soccer practices, they'd always have the juice boxes.
Yes.
That was kind of my favorite thing. If they had extra, I'd have some juice, but really sticking to the orange slices, apple slices, just really keeping it healthy, fresh, fiber, protein. That's the best thing you can do for the kids.
That's great advice.
Maybe a glass of water to go along with it.
A glass of water, yep, or even diluting it. Yep.
All right, Dr. Mayer, as always, thanks for joining us.
Great to see you. Thanks for getting up so early with us. Yeah, I did it again. I did it again. 4 days in a row, I've done that.
Maybe tomorrow. There's always tomorrow.
When we come back, a tentative deal is reached between auto workers and General Motors. We'll take a look at how the strike has affected the local community.
We still love you, Susan. It's okay. And when we come back, Hattie's got a forecast that's going to make you spend the next few days outside with some sunshine on the way. For Bus Stop Forecast, just ahead on News 3 Now this morning. 6:23 on a Thursday morning, and now all of us here on the morning show are already aware of what Hattie does behind the scenes.
Busted again.
You know, she's got her leg warmers here, and Susan was laughing at that this week, but it's so
like
smart.
You got a little flash dance, Irene Cara going on.
I have to like get some other colors to match the outfits is really what I
Hey,
need
how about
to do.
Team Teal today?
There we go. Look at that.
I'm having fun with this on the morning show.
color.
I love coordinating colors. I'm going to have to see if I can get Mark on board with this
The
trend.
first day, like I had to look for your cell phone number, and I'm like, welcome to the coordination train, Susan.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yes. And the weather's going to be gorgeous today. It's going to be a nice day.
It certainly is. We have the sunshine back. I know we're not seeing a lot of that right now. Here's our sky camera shot. Still just a little bit of cloud cover in the area here in Madison. Temperatures, though, thanks to that cloud cover, at 42 degrees. Winds are calm this morning. Dew point is at 36, so our temperature has the potential to drop a little bit more yet before the sun gets high enough in the sky for things to warm up. Take a look at temperatures all around. 38 in Juneau. Watertown's actually back up to 40. 37 in Janesville, 39 in Platteville, and Prairie du Chien still at 35 degrees. Winds are much lighter, though, if not calm, across most of southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at your bus stop weather forecast. Again, we will see some sunshine for the afternoon today. Temperatures will be reaching highs around 53 degrees, and we'll peek ahead to the end of the week. We're almost at Friday, 62 degrees tomorrow with breezy south winds, so a little bit warmer, but breezy as well on Friday. So not a bad end to the week at all. Have a wonderful day.
Hattie, thank you very much. New this morning in Wisconsin, satellite data on at least 150 of the state's largest lakes could help better track harmful algae blooms. WPR reports it's part of a national multi-agency effort to create an early warning system to detect the blooms. The EPA and NASA are also part of this project. The Wisconsin DNR expects some of that data to be up on their website next year.
49,000 United Auto workers will likely still be on the picket line today, despite reaching a tentative deal with General Motors. The deal could end the month-long strike that's brought the company's U.S. factories to a standstill. It was hammered out after months of bargaining, but won't bring the strike to an immediate end, as two union committees vote on the final deal. It will then go to the members for approval.
Dozens of
I don't envy them because that drive is horrific. But they're doing it for their future, for my future, for the future generations of the UAW.
Now, you just heard from a former Janesville worker there right now. Very few details of this tentative agreement have been made public, but more could become known after leaders from both GM and the UAW meet today in Detroit. All right, coming up on 627 right now, still ahead for us, we've got the top 3 things you need to know this morning before you head out the door.
And we're tracking the latest on an overnight shooting in Janesville. Our Christina Laurie is live at the scene. She'll join us next on News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for staying with us on this Thursday, October 17th. I'm Josh Breiter.
And I'm Susan Simon, filling in this week for Leah Linscheid. Hattie will have an update on the forecast. The sun returns today. That's good news. But first, here are the top 3 things you need to know on this Thursday. Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo are scheduled to meet with the president of Turkey. Pence and Pompeo hope to secure a ceasefire in the Turkish incursion into northern Syria. On Wednesday, the House, in a bipartisan vote, condemned President Trump's decision to pull U.S. troops from the Syrian border, which critics say was a green light to the Turks.
And our second story we're following, 52% of Americans say President Trump could be impeached and removed from office, while 46% say he shouldn't be. This is according to a new Gallup poll. The findings are roughly the opposite of what the analytics company found in June when asked in the context of the Mueller investigation. The poll found that Republicans' views have not changed, though.
And the Trump administration is acknowledging that its proposed changes to the food stamp program could leave nearly 500,000 children without access to free school lunch. The kids would only be eligible for reduced-priced meals. The proposed rule was introduced in July. It would make it harder for Americans with somewhat higher incomes and more savings to receive food stamps, stripping nearly 3 million people of their benefits.
Those are your top 3 things you need to know today, and Hattie's here now with your out-the-door weather and traffic update. Good morning, Hads.
Good morning, Josh and Susan. What a nice start this morning. We have quiet winds and skies are already clearing across southern Wisconsin. Still a little bit of cloud cover, though, lingering here in the Madison area. You can see those on our Edgewater sky camera shot this morning. Take a look at Weather Track and you'll see exactly where those clouds are this morning. It's clear along the Mississippi River Valley and further to the west. So that clearing line is working its way through our area as we speak. Temperatures are coldest where skies have been clear the longest. Decorah, Iowa's down to 34, Prairie du Chine's at 35, Platteville's at 39. We're still holding steady at 42 here in Madison. As you head out the door this morning, you'll definitely want the sunglasses because we do have sunshine in our forecast today. Temperatures will reach a high of 53 here in Madison with much lighter winds. Now a look at your first alert traffic maps early this morning. We are starting to see some slowdowns on Park Street right now, especially as you head inbound toward the downtown areas. No major delays on the Beltline, but some brake lights showing up on Verona Road as you approach the Beltline from the south. Here's a look at your drive times and speeds. Again, adding just an extra minute on Verona Road. Otherwise, you're still going at posted speeds. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. We continue to monitor breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning. Congressman Elijah Cummings has died. The office for the long-serving congressman from Baltimore says he passed away this morning at Johns Hopkins Hospital due to complications from long-standing health challenges. He was 68 years old. We've also been following local breaking news out of Janesville all morning as police there are investigating an overnight shooting.
Our Christina Laurie is live at the scene with the latest. Christina?
Hi, Susan and Josh. Some good news this morning. The man that was shot last night here at the Blackhawk Community Credit Union is back home and recovering with family. That's according to the Rock County Sheriff, who I just spoke with a few minutes ago. We're told that this shooting happened around 9:30 last night at the bank, which is just off of Center Road. The man was shot here and then he ran across the street to the Casey's gas station calling for help. Our photojournalist was among the first on scene, and as you can see from this video, there was a car with some extensive damage. It has since been taken away. Officials couldn't tell us if anyone else was injured or identify the person who we know was shot, but we are expecting them to release more information later this morning, and you can be sure we will pass that information along to you once we get it. Be sure to stick with News 3 Now for the latest on this developing story, both on air and online. Josh and Susan.
All right, Christina Laurie live in Janesville for us this morning. Christina, thank you.
Thanks, Christina. It is 6:34 right now. Coming up in the morning sprint, changes could be coming to Alders in the city of Madison. We'll tell you how.
And we're also taking a look at how and where you can get the best bang for your buck when shopping for groceries. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that, and we will be right back. Welcome back at 6:38. We've been asking you to share your morning with us, and we've got another special one in honor of the Linscheid family this morning. Erica sent us this after she heard us talking how Leah loves the barn pictures this morning. So she sent this. This is actually something that they took a few years ago on the west side near Blackhawk Church, but she was thinking of Leah and wanted to share it.
If you drive down Mineral Point Road, you'll drive right past this farm, and that with the fall colors in the front, it's even more beautiful. And it's so nice of everybody to think of Leah in that way.
It's amazing the people reaching out this week, wondering what they can do. And even as a simple picture, just the meaning of hope right there is just incredible.
We're missing her and thinking about her, and we love that you are all as well. So thank you so much. If you have a picture you'd like to share, you can put it on the Channel 3000 Facebook page with the hashtag MyNews3ThisMorning. There is no shortage of grocery stores, of course, across the metro area.
Yeah, many consumers are always in search of the best deal with all of the choices across Madison and now many online. We caught up with Marcy DeGrief as she was shopping for her family of 4. She tells us she's, of course, always looking to save, but what makes it even more difficult, the mother of 2 wants to find local produce and local meat especially.
I very much like the feeling of knowing where the food comes from.
Now, she, like many others, has a hard time getting the best bang for her buck at the store. Coming up tonight only on News 3 Now at 10 and tomorrow morning on this program, I'll show you how to find affordable groceries in Madison while still keeping the high nutritional value for your family.
We're looking forward to that. There are so many choices. We're lucky in Madison to have so many choices.
Yeah, and this affects us all too, and we're all, of course, trying to help our wallet out a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to find locally produced meat and vegetables and stuff. Oh, I left my coffee up here. Sorry. Oh, look, let me show you this.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh.
It's Thursday. It's been, you know what I've noticed? I've been here 4 days. You don't drink coffee in the morning?
I don't drink coffee.
Ever?
Nope.
How do you do this?
I just never got on that. See, Leah drinks, she's over there the entire morning drinking coffee, and I've never gotten onto it, yeah.
Well, that's why you look so good. You don't even look tired.
Oh, well, I feel tired most days, so.
Sorry, now I'm busted. I've got my whole stash.
Hopefully the boss isn't watching this morning.
Here. Exactly.
Well, remember, we hope to keep the conversation going about prices in Madison, whether that's coffee or food. News 3 Now wants to know what kind of affordability questions you have or what you're experiencing. You can let me know over social media or email.
It is 6:40 right now. When we come back on News 3 Now this morning, Hattie has a great forecast today. The sun returns this Thursday, and those gusty winds from yesterday morning are all gone. She'll have the first alert forecast coming up next.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning.
Look who's
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Alert Weather Center. We've been commenting the last couple of days how late the sun is coming up. Now that it's getting a little bit later in the morning, you can see some light on the horizon, but some cloud cover also really making that a little difficult for us to see the sunshine this morning. Sunrise officially today at 7:13 this morning, and it sets at 6:12. So we are losing quite a bit of daylight each day. In a week, we'll have lost 20 minutes, and by the shortest day of the year, just a little over 2 months from now, we're going to lose another 2 hours of daylight. So far, since the longest day of the year, if you're wondering, we've lost almost 4.5 hours of daylight. So really starting to notice this time of the year, we lose a couple minutes each day. That lack of daylight, though, is really helping the leaf color turn up here in southern Wisconsin. That combined with those cooler nighttime temperatures, starting to look very pretty around Madison. We're close to peak color here, at peak in Baraboo and Viroqua, close to peak in Dodgeville. We have some pretty nice weather coming up in our weekend forecast. Might be the weekend to get out and look at some of those leaf colors. Take a look at Weather Track. It'll show you that high pressure is in control of the weather through much of the midsection of the country, keeping things very quiet around here. We don't have any precipitation in our forecast. There is some precipitation in the northeast, but right now no flight delays, and elsewhere across the country, no major delays at the airports. Here's a look at your travel forecast for today. Lots of warm air surging through the Plains region. 66 in Billings, 67 in Bismarck today. That's over 10 degrees warmer than we'll be here in Madison. Denver tops at 84 with some sunshine. Those warm temperatures continue into the south and east. Again, it looks a little wet for the northeast. Here in southern Wisconsin, we're starting with temperatures in the 40s and 30s. A live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. A little bit of a pink to the clouds this morning. It's 42 here in Madison, 41 in Mineral Point, 38 now in Platteville. Temperature in Janesville down to 37 as well. Take a look at your wind speeds. Unlike yesterday, winds are going to be much lighter. Winds are nearly calm in all locations this morning, and they're expected to remain light through the day. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. We do have some cloud cover still yet to move through the area this morning, but the back edge of the clouds will work its way through the area by midday today. High temperatures will be in the low to mid 50s this afternoon with more sunshine. Clear skies expected then this evening. Temperatures should fall back pretty quickly. In fact, tomorrow morning we're going to start out in the 30s. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. We have temperatures that will go to highs in the 60s though starting tomorrow through the upcoming weekend. Just a chance for some showers on Saturday. It's not going to be an all-day rain. Take a look at our pet walk forecast.
Oh.
Look at Earl. Little early for Halloween, but he's ready to go in the Dells. Should be a great day for a walk. Anytime you want to go for a walk today.
That is priceless.
Arg.
That is so cute.
He wears it well.
That. Thanks, Addie.
All right, thank you, Addie.
Stay with us for the morning sprint up next, but first here's Tony DeCopel with what's ahead on CBS this morning. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, we're mourning the loss of civil rights activist and Maryland Representative Elijah Cummings. We'll look back at the legacy the 68-year-old is leaving behind. Also, a new campaign against online misinformation. The father of a Sandy Hook shooting victim tells us how he's helping people fight back against bullying and online harassment. Plus, in our More Perfect Union series, how cancer survivors are using the boxing ring to help knock out the disease. And that's our 1-2 punch. We'll see you at 7.
Madison's
6:50, time for the morning sprint as we get your day started with more local news than anyone else.
We begin with an update to breaking news of an overnight shooting in Janesville, and that is where our Christina Laurie is live. Christina?
Hi, Susan. A Janesville man is back home recovering this morning after he was shot in the face by his estranged wife here at the Blackhawk Community Credit Union. It happened shortly after 9:30 Wednesday night. In a press release out just minutes ago, Janesville police say the man was stopped at an ATM when his estranged wife pulled up beside him in a van and shot him. The man was able to run across the street to Casey's to get help. He was treated at Mercy Hospital, and again, he's back home this morning. His estranged wife was also taken into custody early this morning. Susan.
Elijah Cummings has died. The office of the long-serving congressman from Baltimore says he passed away this morning at Johns Hopkins Hospital due to complications from long-standing health challenges. Elijah Cummings was 68 years old.
Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo are scheduled to meet with Turkey's president today in Turkey. Pence and Pompeo hope to secure a ceasefire in the Turkish incursion into northern Syria. On Wednesday, the House, in a bipartisan vote, condemned President Trump's decision to pull U.S. troops from the Syrian border, which critics say was a green light to the Turks.
52% of Americans say President Trump should be impeached and removed from office, while 46% say he should not be. That's according to a new Gallup poll. The findings are roughly the opposite of what the analytics company found in June when asked in the context of the Mueller investigation. The poll found Republicans' views have not changed, though.
Boris Johnson says the UK and the EU have agreed on a great new deal. He wants Parliament to approve this week, despite Johnson's Northern Irish government allies saying they can't support the current Brexit deal. Support from the Democratic Unionist Party is key to Johnson's plan to get an agreement approved by Parliament. Without the DUP's support, any type of deal is unlikely to be ratified by Parliament.
And the sun officially comes up in just a little over 15 minutes from now. We still have some clouds here in Madison, but elsewhere across southern Wisconsin, skies are clear. It's clear where temperatures are dropping into the 30s this morning all around Dane County. A beautiful day ahead, though, as those skies continue to clear for the entire region. We'll climb to the low to mid 50s later on this afternoon. Light winds expected.
Thank you, Hattie. One person is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after being ejected from their car in a rollover crash. It happened on Highway 151 at County Highway VV in Bristol just before midnight. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says the driver was driving southbound, drove off the median, and ended up driving in the wrong way in the northbound lanes. The Sheriff's Office says the investigation is ongoing.
2 residents are displaced after an overnight fire in the home, at a home in the town of Burke. It happened just after 8:30 on Sunburst Road. The residents told firefighters the fire was located in the basement. Firefighters say the blaze had also quickly spread to the kitchen, and there was damage from the smoke and the flames. The homeowners and the pets are all safe this morning.
The Trump administration is acknowledging its proposed changes to the food stamp program could leave nearly 500,000 children without access to free school lunch. The kids would only be eligible for reduced-priced meals. The proposed rule was introduced in July and would make it harder for Americans with somewhat higher incomes and more savings to receive food stamps, stripping nearly 3 million people of their benefits.
49,000 United Auto Workers will likely still be on the picket lines today despite reaching a tentative deal with General Motors. The deal could end the month-long strike that's brought the company's U.S. factories to a standstill. It was hammered out after months of bargaining, but won't bring the strike to an immediate end as 2 union committees vote on the final deal.
Students at Madison West High School are planning a walkout tomorrow in protest after they say a teacher was fired for using a racial slur. They tell News 3 Now the staff member is an African American who was using the word to stop the spread of it. The Cap Times reports West principal sent an email to parents yesterday telling them about the incident that happened last week.
The Madison School District is telling parents about 2 referendum questions that could be on the ballot next year. One would put $70 million toward renovations at high schools and a possible new elementary school. The other for a variety of student programming and also to attract and retain high-quality teachers. The district is accepting feedback over the next 2 months about those questions.
The task force on the structure of city government could change how many alders we have in the city of Madison. For more than 25 years, the city has had 20 alders. But at a meeting last week, the task force recommended cutting that number in half and giving each of the alders a $70,000 salary. Some members are suggesting we add alders. Others say lowering the number and offering the higher salary would bring positive change to the city.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court will hear a case to dramatically scale back the governor's ability to change the intent of lawmakers through partial budget vetoes. The lawsuit looks to overturn Governor Evers' 78 partial vetoes, arguing he improperly and unlawfully used his broad constitutional powers to create new laws never approved by the legislature.
Tomorrow, the WISC-TV signal is moving to a new frequency. Those of you who watch News 3 via antenna will need to rescan your television after 10 a.m. tomorrow to continue watching us. We have a video explaining how to do this on our website, and we'll be here tomorrow morning. We'll have experts on hand to answer all of your questions during a special News 3 Now phone bank starting tomorrow morning.
Inbound traffic on East Washington Avenue from Ingersoll Street to the parking lot next to QTI Group will be reduced to the right lane from 9 a.m. until noon today. And then starting after that, that same stretch of road will be expanded to 2 lanes where only the left and middle lanes will be open. Bikes are asked to take Ingersoll to Mifflin and then to Brearley Street to avoid the construction at the Stone House development. 6:56 now. Let's turn it over to Jason Stone with a final look at your First Alert traffic. Hi, Jason.
Hello. Commuters on the westbound Beltline will have brake lights between Stoughton Road and Monona Drive. All other lanes are at the posted speed limit. And no issues on John Nolan. Expect regular wait times at the intersections. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Jason, thank you very much.
And here's the view from the Edgewater Skycam this morning. It's a little bit of a hole in the cloud cover there. Nice view of the Capitol. We're starting off on a cool but quiet note this morning. Lighter winds currently, and they'll stick around through the day. Temperatures will climb back into the low to mid 50s this afternoon with a nice clearing trend expected.
It's going to be a nice day today. That's going to be great.
It will. 50s will feel nice.
Yeah, it will feel very nice. Thank you, Hattie.
Day 4.
Day 4. Friday Eve.
And then you can sleep all weekend.
Thanks, Team Teal.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Go make it a great day.